Tell me, though, what's his technique? That last strike, it seems invincible.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. My name is Connor McKenna.
I'm Rebecca Hart.
And Carl is...
showering.
Yeah, showering is what he told us for work, so...
Yeah, he's working.
Let's hope he has fun with that. Today we are going to be covering Iron Fist 76. Sabertooth Round 2, Part 4, 5, I don't know.
Part million.
Somewhere. Yeah. So, there's that. So we're back from the holiday break. Hope everyone has had a happy and safe holidays. And, yeah, let's just get right into it. So the cover, I think it's a pretty good cover.
I did as well, but I kept thinking Choshin was Dakin. But that's because Dakin's been in a few comics recently. So.
Wolverine's son,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So he's been in All New Wolverine and Iceman. So I've kind of seen a lot of him and his hair, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's not him. That's definitely not him. But I was like, oh, we can have Sabertooth, we can have Wolverine, we can have all the family. But
yeah,
I worked it out. I was a bit dopey, let's put it that way. I just saw the haircut and went, ooh, Dakin. But it is now, I quite like the cover.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to describe. We have Choshin looking evil with his, I don't know, looking down, and then Danny and Sabertooth are both in his... I mean, you'll see the cover when we post it, I guess.
It is hard to
I can't really describe it.
It's lots of scenes inside Choshin's outline.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. That is a good way to put it.
And then like the top one with Danny and Sabertooth are very brightly coloured in yellow and greens. And then underneath it's all white and silhouettes.
Yeah.
So there's fairly obviously Kun Lun and lots of fighting going on.
Yeah. So I'll read the recap since it's been a while since the last issue. Daniel Rand was orphaned in the mystical city of Kun Lun as a child. There he grew up to conquer a series of trials to become the Iron Fist, Kun Lun's chief field defender of the innocent. Emerging victorious from a tournament on Lui Shi, Danny learned that Choshin, one of the island's council members and former Kun Lun resident, planned to steal the power of the Iron Fist and take over the mystical city. Returning to New York City, Danny Rand found the Book of the Iron Fist stolen from his ultra-secure vault. A security photo pinned the crime on the recently deceased Constrictor, prompting Iron Fist to team up with Sabertooth, Constrictor's old partner. To get to the bottom of this, the unlikely duo discovered Choshin hired this new Constrictor, actually the original son, to steal the book. Though it can only be read by the Iron Fist, Choshin used a stolen fist from the corpse of a previous Iron Fist to read the text and open a portal to Kun Lun. I'm sure there is something wrong with that logic. Just stealing a hand makes you able to read.
There's something weird about how that's written.
Yeah,
because
it wasn't really like
that. It wasn't exactly how it played out. But basically, we're at Kun Lun. That's what you really need to know.
And yeah, and Sabertooth's motivation for tagging along to Kun Lun is he wants to get revenge on Choshin because he beat the crap out of Constrictor's son.
Baby Constrictor.
Yeah. And I found out from reading the letters page of this that apparently Sabertooth has been sort of good since Axis.
Right.
Which I think makes sense because that wasn't the whole thing, is they literally force people to become their opposite personalities.
Yeah. So the last time I saw him he was good, so
yeah.
I figured that.
Now, Ed Brisson's the writer, Mike Perkins is the artist, Andy Troy is the color artist, VC's Travis Lanham is the letterer, and Jeff DeCarl is the color artist. So, we open with Danny and Sabertooth standing on a windy hilltop in Kun Lun, and Danny is just recapping how he's screwed up, and that Choshin and his army are in Kun Lun about to destroy the city. And he's like, oh, I was chosen as Iron Fist and I screwed up. I was supposed to protect, blah, 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 blah. He's been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, I screwed up.
Yeah. It's like, well, maybe, Danny, stop messing up, and then you can... But whatever. So, we are...
That's funny, Sabertooth actually says that. He even thought of just kicking back and having a beer.
Yeah.
We're all thinking it. Chill, Danny.
So they're running towards Kun Lun. There's a bunch of people on the bridge. There's the army on the bridge, and Danny's litting his fists up. And, you know, there's a bit of back and forth between Sabertooth, nothing too interesting. They start to fight the army on the bridge. The artwork's really good, as usual. I love the snow.
Yeah.
That opening page is really good. And we get into Kun Lun, and Choshin's going blah blah blah. You know, this is a disgrace. Kun Lun's half destroyed. What is this? And, you know, these people should be begging us to assume leadership. They should be throwing themselves at our feet. And, you know, he's going out to the civilians, going, "Don't worry, we'll save you from
all the ineptitude you've had to face."
Yes. And then Sparrow comes in, the first time we've seen her.
A long time.
Living Weapon.
Yeah.
And people who don't know, Sparrow is Thunderer's daughter, and she first appeared in the Immortal Iron Fist series, but she wasn't the Thunderer's daughter then, I think. I don't know. But either way, she's the Thunderer's daughter now, thanks to continuity. So, yeah, and she's currently the UT of Kun Lun and the Thunderer, or is Danny the Thunderer now?
Well, I thought he was the Thunderer, but he's not been in Kun Lun, so it depends if they have to have one there or not. Because, I mean, that's what Pei refers to him as, so...
You know what would solve everything? Danny just stayed in Kun Lun for a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's
why
not going to happen.
The only reason he's not is because Marvel Comics, and he needs to be in New York. But it's like, if you want to make this story make sense, maybe have Danny, like, stay in Kun Lun.
They could definitely do with an arc in Kun Lun to try and fix some of this before he leaves again. Because he's definitely got ties with the outside world, and that's fine. But, like, we could do with knowing what the Kun Lun situation is. Maybe we'll get there. We've got a few issues before he buggers off to do the damnation.
It would be nice if he just stayed in Kun Lun a bit. Like, we have plenty of heroes in the outside world. Maybe Danny can just chill out here.
Yeah, have a beer, kick back.
Yes, train people like he's supposed to. If he keeps getting angry about messing up as the Iron Fist, and it's like, well, stop messing up as the Iron Fist and stay in Kun Lun. Like, it's that simple. I guess the whole thing is he was training Pei.
Yeah. And
stuff, and so it's... But we don't know, like, I mean, I guess... Did she go back? No, she stayed with Danny, so who knows what's going on. I guess this is... Whatever, who cares?
Well, Sparrow's got very practical armour on.
Yes.
As is fitting of female heroes. No. No. She's got cool shoulder pad plating down her arms. That's cool. Leggings look nice and practical. Crop top? Not really.
She's wearing the same outfit as all the dudes, except she has to have a crop top, because otherwise we'd see her naked. So,
yeah, well, none of them have got good armour, is my point.
Yeah.
So... But also, I'm sure they could have the material to have her top reach her trousers.
Yeah.
Just seems that, like, if you're fighting her, there's a big target around the belly.
I mean, this is like so... I mean, this is honestly going a bit off tangent here, why, you know, as a kid and even now, I've pretty much liked no female superheroes. Because I've always thought their outfits are really stupid and impractical, so I just never took them seriously. You're
right, though. The other soldiers are wearing things that are just as bad. And at least the armor plates look like they'd move. You know, they're articulated.
It's like, if you're wearing armor on the shoulders and the hands, why aren't you wearing armor
on your belly or chest?
Yes, on like the most exposed place. And it's like, well, if you're a bunch of monks, why are you wearing armor at all?
Right.
What is the official Kun Lun garb? I don't think we've ever seen.
I don't think we've seen them in armoured before, no.
like a uniform or something. She's wearing like the Thunderer logo.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. It's her family. Wow, is it?
Unless she is the new Thunderer.
Maybe I don't think it says that. I think Danny's supposed to be. But it would make sense that there might be more than one. That's what Pei calls him, but there's actually one in Kun Lun. Because someone's training them, yeah.
It would just be nice if, we had two Iron Fist books out, and then before that we had two Iron Fist books out. Is it just that hard for them to kind of line up with each other and just not be confusing?
Marvel at the moment, continuity's all over the place. But yeah, so Choshin's a git and says, go get me the UT, and she's like, I am the UT. We're not surrendering to you, dickwad.
I'm going to have to censor that now. No, I won't censor it.
It's not that bad.
It's not explicit.
No.
But yeah, Choshin is just being Choshin.
Yeah.
He is.
How can a woman lead? A blind woman. Women aren't meant to know kung fu. Really? Aren't some of his elders from Lu Shi women?
That's a really good point, actually. The rabbit.
Yeah.
The elder of the rabbit. She was a woman. Patience, I think was her name. Yeah. So I get what they're going for, because obviously he's old school Kun Lun, and back in Kun Lun that kind of recently, women didn't do kung fu.
But that just seems a really random comment from him. And they're obviously painting him as a baddie, so why not?
I think it makes perfect sense for him, but it just, because it didn't bug me, I thought it was fine, but then you just pointed out that there was women on his island.
Maybe he means his sense of pure Kun Lun women. Do you know what I mean? He's built it up as this super amazing place, and he's come here and says, why is it so terrible?
You remember in the old Iron Fist series, how Kun Lun treated the women
there?
Terribly. They weren't...
Yeah.
So, but, the thing is, Choshin at this point, I'm just getting sick of him. He's just annoyed me. He's just such an arrogant piece of crap, and that's all he does. He gets his butt handed to him constantly.
Yeah.
And he still acts like he's just the top dog, and people keep following him, and he's still doing the same thing he's been doing. It's can someone just kill this dude already?
He is kind of asking for it.
Oh, he's just annoying. At least Davos, he had the chops to back up his arrogance.
And the plague of rats is just fun. But Choshin just does have that air of slight incompetence.
Yeah, he's just an idiot.
Yeah. Cool haircut,
I guess I call him super incompetent, but he has stolen Danny's book and gone into Kun Lun,
but it took him a while.
He just keeps acting like he's so above everyone. It's you got your butt kicked by Danny when he was kind of drunk or something. Yeah. He didn't have any chi. You just beat the absolute snot out of you. Your own people locked you up, and those people haven't gone after him for some reason, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, back to Rat of 12 fun.
Yeah.
He's just mauling a poor civilian in the back. Wait, that civilian doesn't look like he's from Kun Lun, though.
He doesn't. He looks like he's wearing a business suit.
Yeah, it's some white guy from an office building wearing kung fu slippers.
Yeah. Maybe he's just on a trip. But yeah, so Choshin and Sparrow start to fight while the rat's doing that. And Danny's still fighting. He thinks half of Lu Shi's here. While he's trying to get his way to Choshin.
Yeah. So, Choshin's still going blah blah blah, and there's a guy with an awesome mustache in the panel. He's just screaming for some reason.
He's he's a 70s kung fu fighter.
Yeah. And so Sparrow kicks Choshin in the face, and then we have... Sorry, I'm not covering stuff you already covered, did you?
No, I didn't. I just went a bit ahead.
Okay, sorry, because someone's mum's birthday cake is thing,
Nice.
Yeah, it's just responding. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So Danny then bumps into the Eel of Blessed Waters, says, didn't I already beat you? Which does seem to be a bit of a theme of this arc. Didn't I already beat you up? Do you want to do this again?
Yeah, actually, all the bad guys in this arc, Danny has already beaten up.
Yeah.
And he's already beaten up, 1v1. And now he has his chi back, so I feel like
it's not.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not really I feel like they're not really a threat to him.
No.
Because he's already beaten them up when he's been gimped. I guess. Yeah, but anyway, this is probably my favorite bit in the comic that comes up. He's going, "You are lucky, Iron Fist. Every mongrel has his day." And then Sabertooth just comes behind him and breaks his neck.
Says, "Today sure as hell ain't yours."
They set up this big kung fu fight, and then and Danny's like, "Oh,
it really is the
killing."
best payoff for having Sabertooth along. Just having someone who's we're just going, just kill these guys, and Sabertooth's on our side. He's like,
I am now on the Sabertooth party wagon for being here. Cause
me too, because I was before I was I just don't care why he's here with Danny. Could be anyone. They could have just grabbed any of them. But that just made me laugh so hard. I'm like, yep. And Danny looks so deflated as well, oh no, it's I didn't get to use my fists or anything. He's and then you get the great standard sort of, to and fro of look, we agreed no killing. Sabertooth, you did.
Yeah, no, I didn't agree. And, Sabertooth told him to fob off last issue when he asked him. And
they've had almost exactly the same conversation with Deadpool before. Where Danny and Luke have been we said no killing, and Deadpool's no, we didn't say that. We said no guns, or something similar.
I haven't read the recent Deadpool, Pam and Iron Fist, but the one a few years ago was amazing. So
yeah, they're always good fun together.
Yeah. So I'm going to read out this whole bit that Sabertooth says here because I love it so much. So Sabertooth is yelling at Danny here. He's like, "Excuse me, if I thought that you wanted to save this place instead of standing around flapping gums as some low-rent submariner. In case you ain't noticed, Choshin has waged war on your city and your people are going to die. You don't want it to be Kun Lun folk, then you're going to have to man up and make some tough choices. Now let's roll so I can find the turd who hurt Frank's kid and pay him back in kind."
It's the greatest speech.
I've brought it up before, how I don't like when they make Danny oh, you can't kill anyone ever. Yeah. Because I feel being raised in the warrior Kun Lun.
Oh, I'm certain he has and would and isn't usually that bad about it.
He's not. I remember he just straight up, a while ago, just a bit, in one of my, an okay story, but there was a guy leading a death cult, and then Danny just kills him, and it doesn't even make a thing of it, because he was a weird person that was doing a death cult, so he just killed him. And just with the whole Kun Lun Warrior Society, Danny didn't kill Harold because it was out of vengeance, and Harold was an old crippled guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Killing someone defending your home city, when you're that city's champion and they're trying to, destroy it, that's completely different. So, but anyway, at least Sabertooth's here to tell him that he's being a wimp. So,
yeah. Hooray, Sabertooth.
And then we go back to Sparrow and Choshin fighting.
It's quite a good fight as well.
It is, actually. And then Choshin lights up his little butcher knives.
They do look like butcher knives. Weird.
I'm sure there's something.
I'm sure they are as well. I mean, they're clearly not butcher knives, but they're that kind of very wide-bladed, not blunt, but square-ended.
So he lights them up with chi, and I looked through the last issue before we got together here, and did he just get this from the book or something?
I don't know where he got it from.
Because he wasn't doing this before.
No.
Is this a power-up now?
Maybe. Looks like it is.
Yeah, but
they ain't gonna explain it.
Yeah, is it just the art or whatever? Yeah. We all know that these guys love glowy fist things.
Yeah.
It's they didn't use glowing fists for the first couple of issues, so they're just oh, we have to put it everywhere now. Yeah.
Then you get another great fight page. From Mike Perkins.
Yeah, Choshin and Sparrow fighting each other.
Yep.
And
it's just really good. It's a nice little dynamic page.
Yeah, neither one has the upper hand, really. It
seems pretty equal.
You surrender or I'll end your life. Never, says Sparrow. And then we get to below Kun Lun, and Ratatouille Plagues is just chowing down on this
so much
civilian.
meat.
Yeah, and these guys, all these citizens are just freaking out. They're like, oh.
What the hell? Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Kingdom of the Rat Dude's quite happy, yeah.
Yeah, your sacrifices will not go in vain. They will be the foundation for the new kingdom of the rat. It's like, is he expecting the rat dude not to, like... Is Choshin expecting the rat dude not to, like, tower on him at some point? Because he just wants to eat people?
I guess he reckons he can overpower the rat thing.
Well, he can't overpower anyone.
He can't really.
So, then Sabertooth and Danny are there. And he's like, what the hell's he doing? And that's the Ratatouille Plagues. Guy almost killed me back on Leashy. His touch can spread disease.
This is another great 2 and 4, though. Danny's like, no, they've made it to the temple. Sabertooth goes, go protect your church. Danny's like, temple. And then Sabertooth's like, I'll deal with disease mouse. Danny's like, the rat of 12 plagues.
Stop it.
That's just so funny.
Yeah. See, that's the funny banter I can get behind with Danny. Is like, you know,
well,
I'll
it's
deal with
also,
this
it's the other person is the one being
plagues.
sassy. Danny's like desperately trying to be like, no, I want to tell you this real thing, and everyone's like, whatever, Danny, it's Kun Lun rubbish.
But it's just funny because he's like, he just says stuff like the Ratatouille Plagues with like such a straight
like
voice.
It's so normal to anyone.
I have no idea. Like, which is kind of like there was a lot of talk about that with the Defenders show.
Yeah,
people getting annoyed. He was so upfront with everything. Yeah. But, Sabertooth points out that his healing factor pretty much keeps him immune to most diseases. So he says, I'll go take care of this rat, you go to your temple. The rat has pretty much killed everyone, I think, in that little place.
It looks like a lot of plagued people at his feet, yeah.
Yeah. Then we go back to Sparrow and Choshin fighting, which is pretty cool. And then Danny's like fighting a bunch of goons, making his way in, and Choshin's like, you've already lost, your forces are overrun, blah blah blah. And yeah. So, and then Sparrow points out Kun Lun has faced far more dangerous threats than you, Choshin, which is definitely true.
Yeah.
Far more dangerous threats.
Plants, for example.
That's the other thing, like, I'm not believing for a second here while I'm reading this that Kun Lun's in any danger.
No, but we don't really know what state it's been in.
That's true, but
so
I mean,
guess I always thought there was some date. But yeah, you go back and they look like society is functioning fine, and they've got a leader, and maybe they're not in any real danger. But last time we left it, they were kind of messed up. But yeah, she's doing all right. She's doing
fine against Choshin, and we've already seen Danny beat up Choshin, so it's like,
yeah.
Do they have like a nuke or something? Like another bullet train or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
And then Danny comes in, Choshin! You know, it's just you and me, and then Sparrow's like, hey, you're a little late for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is my fault that Choshin is the army here. This is my fight. And Sparrow's like, no. Stand down, I'm ordering to you. Then Choshin sucker kicks her. If that's what you call it, I guess.
I have no idea. It certainly gives her a smack.
Waving his little butch eyes around, going, never take your eyes off your opponent.
She's blind, Danny!
Yeah.
Bunch. But it is quite
Danny's
funny.
Not saying...
No, but it's funny that he's saying it while his back's to Choshin as well. Like, he's helping Sparrow up, saying, don't take your eyes off the opponent, as we see Choshin wielding the blades again.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Choshin saying it. Don't take your eyes off the opponent.
Saying it.
Ah, damn it. It would have been funny if it was Danny.
It would have been.
Yeah.
And basically, Danny's ready to square off with Choshin, and Sparrow's pretty much just ordered him, like, no, this is my fight. I want to beat this guy up. So, which is fine with me, because we've already seen Danny beat up Choshin. It'd be redundant. So, she's like, you deal with the mess you brought with you. Danny's like, alright, you know, he runs off.
He goes, oh my god, I'm actually going to listen to someone.
Yeah. Well, he has to, I guess.
Yeah.
Although that didn't really stop him before. Like, he hasn't really listened to the UT or the Thunderer much.
Yeah, but he had quite a different relationship with Sparrow.
I'd
say he possibly respected her more.
I don't know if it's a matter of respecting more. I think he'd respect her just as much as Lei Kung.
Yeah.
Definitely respects her more than the UT.
Well, yeah, it's not hard.
That literal mustache twirling psycho.
Yeah.
Who's still running around, by the way.
Yeah.
He's still somewhere. We just don't know where. So, and Danny's looking over the city that's burning again.
Don't come back, Danny!
It's like, whoops.
He would not be on Kun Lun's insurance policy.
Yeah, the list of what Iron Fists have done for Kun Lun, and then you get to Danny and it gets really awkward because of
really awkward.
It's like yeah. And so he's like, "There's too many of them. We need more people. We need John Aman, the Prince of Orphans." No, he doesn't say that, unfortunately. He says we need the Book of the Iron Fist.
And goes to find it.
Yep, and one of the goons is holding it, and he's like, "No, stay back." Then we go to Sabertooth fighting the rat, and the rat's like, my disease isn't working on you. No. Yeah, it's a cool fight. Lots of scratching.
It's pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, it's just them tearing holes in each other pretty much.
Then we go back to Danny, who is liberating the Book of the Iron Fist with his elbow to someone's face.
And then this confused me, because then he's like, "Sparrow, keep them back for a minute." And Sparrow is with a bunch of... Yeah. Wasn't... Did the duel with Choshin just end? Resolve itself off screen?
I don't know, yeah, that's a little bit
Choshin,
strange.
that dude right there, who's just staring
there.
awkwardly. Yeah. And Danny's like, come on. And he's reading it, and he does something, and he, disappears, teleports or whatever. And Choshin is like, "Oh, ha 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 ha. Faced with unwinnable odds, the champion of Kun Lun runs like a whipped dog." I knew Kun Lun was in a sorry state, but I didn't realize how sorry. And then he squares off against Sparrow again.
And says that all changes now.
Yep, to be concluded. Oh, concluded. Well, so that was the issue was pretty much fighting, and it did its job there.
Yeah,
I think it was fine. As terms of plot goes, I guess it was nothing really happened. People just fought each other, and that was pretty much it. It was cool to see Sparrow again. I wish we could see some other residents, as I said, John Aman, because he was there in Kun Lun. So I was hoping he'll pop up again.
I always hope to see him.
Yeah, he's great. And then he was evil in Defenders, which is weird, but
it is weird, and that's the last I've really seen him.
That was after Living Weapon, or was that before Living Weapon?
I don't know. I read it after Living Weapon.
Okay,
but it was probably before Living Weapon.
This is off tangent, guys, but don't you just love why, how that book offered an explanation of why all of these superpowered beings are just on Earth?
Yes.
It's oh, that actually makes sense, which is nice, But, so, what did you think of the issue?
Looking back on it, I enjoyed it more than I thought. I think the last two were quite slow, and this one was at least actiony. But I do kind of want... Well, I kind of want the story to end, and then I wonder how it'll end in one issue. Because I know we've got the tie-in with Damnation coming up.
Yeah.
So...
I'm pretty much in agreement with you there. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would while covering it. I also want to see the story end, and that will happen next issue. So I thought it was going to happen this issue, actually, or might.
Yeah, I thought it might as well. But it'd be interesting. I'm interested to see what's coming out of the book.
I just think Choshin as a villain, a martial arts villain, I just don't think he's very.
No.
He's a guy in a suit, and he got beaten up by a protagonist very early on. I just if this was Davos attacking Kun Lun, that would be a different story.
Yeah.
Where is that guy anyway?
I don't know.
He'll be back, I'm sure.
He better be
he's
back.
Always back. Yeah. Whenever he's back, things just go wrong. So, but yeah, so looking forward to the next issue.
Yeah.
The letters page didn't really bring anything up of notes aside from that Axis thing I talked about at the start.
Although I think Mark Basso, so that's a new editor because it was Jake Thomas, wasn't it?
Oh.
So I think we have a new editor.
I feel bad for not reading it out now.
That's right. Mark Basso, we think is the
Mark
new
Basso
editor.
is the new editor. Interesting.
So I don't know when that happened because I don't always notice these things, but I noticed it today. So interesting.
Well then.
See what else he does. Yeah.
Rather short episode today, folks. This might be a bit disappointing. I'm sorry after not having one during the holidays.
I'm sorry. We'll try and make up for it, but I'm recovering from a cold in case you can't tell. So.
And I'm actually out of the country for 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
After this week, so might not have an episode because I'm the guy who does the editing and uploading. So
he does all the technical stuff.
Yeah. Might not have an episode for 2 weeks. If that's the case, I apologise, but luckily Carl and Rebecca are quite good at keeping the Facebook page active. And, I'll be posting on Twitter, not ranting about Star Wars, hopefully. And, yeah. Yeah, so when does Damnation come out? Soon, doesn't it?
I think it's issue 78 for this. I don't know when it. Let me have a look. Have a look. It's soon. February? Does February sound too early?
It's about right, maybe.
It's down from 5 issues to 4. I know that, but it does have these tie-ins. Yeah, 21st of February for the first one of Damnation. So it'll be the. Yeah. It'll be the issue of Iron Fist after that. That's the tie-in. But that's there's no real news for Iron Fist either. So everything just chugging along.
Yep. So until next time, may your claws become unto things of iron, and slay your enemies if you have to.
Go Sabertooth.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast, our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are, our YouTube, Connor Carl, just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section, and last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. And I would like to thank Thomas Tissot for letting us use his Iron Fist theme song for the start of our show. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.